Spinning wheel of death. We're live. Take you out. As the setting sun slips away into darkness here in Madison, the shadows will entice you to dance, and I will invite you down a rabbit hole with me. An hour of the unusual, the unexplained, and dare I say it, the unimaginable. I'm eager to begin, so I hope your doors are locked and all your lights are on. It's a great night to be streaming, everybody. Hello and welcome to all who are tuning in on YouTube here and Facebook. We appreciate you. And Odyssey also. I believe we are now streaming on Odyssey as well. This is Squatch Squad live from Madison, Wisconsin on this May 22nd, 6:02 p.m. I am your host. My name is Sandra Pokorney. If this is your first visit here, we discuss these topics seriously, so please respect that. If you misbehave, there's a chance you'll be booted from the chat, so don't let that happen. A couple of shout outs to Rosendo, Jojo, Ricky, tcake, Hack, Bet Tom, Butt Cheeks, Brendan B Squared, Janice Lala. Please check out Will Star's channel, Hanging with the Dreamer. Please check out Phoenix's music. Go subscribe to the Jimmy Dore Show. Check out the link for the Merc. And if you feel kindness in your heart, there is a PayPal donate link for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Show Me Your Pick and Halenville Live, my co-host, Fruitcake Tony.
Hello.
Hiya, man.
What's happening, dude?
I almost had a hard time getting through that cold read at the beginning because I'm thinking about you before the show. Nightbot.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Oh, that reminds me, chat. If you want to share in the fun and help keep others informed, Nighbot Commands are in the video description link.
Hit the exclamation point.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
And don't sweat it.
That's right. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. But anyways, you got any shout outs you want to do?
Hello everybody in the chat. Nice to see you. Nice to see Nighbot.
Yes.
I'm trying to make Nighbot my friend. He'll want.
Yeah, if you use a lot of emojis, Nightbot will time you out. So yeah, if you go crazy with a bunch of emojis and stuff,
Yeah.
Nightbot don't like that.
So
and you're an adult, so come on.
I know. We have in the chat CK, our buddy CK. Hello, dude. Brian Spalding, Dwight Bailey, Will Starr. Hello, Will. Sean Bierbrower.
Hey, Sean.
Clive 54. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. Jose Jimenez. Welcome. And scrolling, and that is to the top. We will shout them out as they arrive. A1 Gaming, hey man.
Jeff K. I don't know if you said him or not.
Jeff K. There he is. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Happy Saturday.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had some Bigfoot footage that after further review, maybe some other time. So we're just gonna get into the clips that we didn't have time to show last week, and then we are going to talk about the Stanley Hotel. It's one of the most haunted hotels in America, if not the world, but definitely in Colorado for sure.
The Stanley Hotel is the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining, the book, and ultimately the movie.
Great story.
Yeah, he stayed there in 74.
Yep.
For a week or two and
had some things happen.
Started writing that book shortly after he left. Yeah.
Him and his family left rather abruptly. Anyways, here's some scary stuff for you. Get us started. Get us in the mood. This is Michael D. McGee's channel. Him and his brother live in a haunted apartment. And he captures all kinds of evidence as we were seeing. So go subscribe.
Fluorescent photo. It's essentially green. It reduces the effect or matches the effect of fluorescent light.
Things loud.
I'm going to close the CVP recording now.
SLS camera. I love those things. If you don't know how an SLS camera works, chat, basically, if you have a camera or a cell phone and you have on your facial recognition, the little square, if you ever have that turned on when you take your pictures, that's basically what an SLS camera does. It senses things that are there, only you can't see them. And it grabs them like a stick figure. Yeah, that's insane. We've seen this clip before, but
I didn't move. Hands in shot. It's amazing. Swapped it. There it goes. This is what I was doing. It's just gone back and forth, back and forth. there's no windows open. All the windows are shut today. So it's definitely not a draft. And I'm just gonna let it do its thing for a minute, and then I'll take you in and I'll show you that there's nobody else in there either. So give it a second. See what.
Hey, Guitar Hack, Charles Green, Keith H. Hi. Hello.
Let's go. Go. Hello? Just make sure there's no one behind the door. Nobody in there.
Okay, he does that. You see a lot of investigators do this. If you don't know the purpose for baby powder, it's for footprints, fingerprints, that kind of thing. Track the ghost.
If there's anything in this... Whoa. No.
You know what that reminds me of? Tony, have you ever seen the movie The Poltergeist? When she's doing the kind of the same thing in her kitchen? Yeah. But he's just got video after video on his channel of all the activity that he deals with on a daily basis and for a couple of years now. And how he's got the wits to, eventually I think I'd be a little, freaked out and leave. I mean, I have a limit. But, yeah. His whole channel. I should bring that up. I could scroll through there. But I'm not going to. We'll finish it.
Yeah, I'd move too.
Orbs flying through the house. Yep. Jesus. Did you hear that growl? Heck, for all the hell it's raising, I hope it does. Poor guy. Yeah. Heard something growling like that in the middle of the night while you're trying to sleep. The heck says he would move. Yeah. Most people would. Jesus Christ. Now, I've had stuff happen in the kitchen, but nothing like this dude does. Hopefully you guys can't hear my neighbor with his lawn equipment.
Is it pink?
Well, it's obviously you.
It wasn't
No,
me,
fair.
it was you.
Get out, get out, get out, get out.
I think that was a genuine reaction.
If I move up, I give you room. Would you be able to sit down, make yourself comfortable?
Watch this. It shows up.
That's really weird. If that's you, can you reach out and touch my hand? Would that be possible? It's about 3:20 in the morning. Like clockwork, it started scratching and banging again. So it just don't stop. Can't sleep.
You can hear it.
And I've decided I'm gonna go up this time. I'm gonna take the camera up. You can hear it now. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna face this thing. I'm gonna just see if we can catch something on tape and just see what we get.
It's in the attic. Attics and basements are creepy. Nope. Yeah.
Okay. Hello? Oh, fuck.
There went the guitar.
There went the guitar.
Hello? Look. If you're there, I want you to leave my house. No, fuck this. I'm staying downstairs.
As would I. Holy shit.
If he's got that much stuff and that much video of stuff, he's not minding it.
No, he's got a few years worth of paranormal
Yeah,
activities.
just once or twice, and I'm
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Oh shit, you know it. Very quickly.
Oh
There's-
God. Yeah.
All right, here, I'm going to play our next clip here.
Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Daddy. Forever and ever and ever.
How old were you when you saw The Shining for the first time?
What year is that? I was probably middle school.
It is now 40 years old. It was released in 1981.
Yeah.
And it is 40 years old as of this year.
Yeah. That's when scary movies were actually scary.
Scary, yeah.
You
If
know.
you think about it, the Exorcist had come out, Jaws
yeah.
had come out.
Right.
Yeah,
It was just a handful that were,
Yeah. Halloween, Nightmare. So, yeah. Which, there's so many good parts and scary parts. It's hard to pick a favorite, but if you had to, which one would be your favorite?
Of all those old scary movies?
Of the parts in The Shining.
Oh, the parts in The Shining.
Chat, what's your favorite part? As I bring up the next video.
I would say where Jack was at his end when he broke, and just that and that music there, that was weird.
Can I actually just look at this drone footage quietly while you're talking? Brian Spalding says he was 19 years old when it came out, and dang, years are flying by. Yes. CK's favorite part. Here's Johnny. Charles Green's favorite part. Here's Johnny. Yeah, he's going after her with bags. She's trying to squeeze out the bathroom window and she can't fit. Now, in the movie, they talk about room 237, which is wrong. It was changed for the movie. There's actual several haunted rooms, and we're going to get to those here in a minute. I like it because it was wrote by one of my favorite authors. Contrary to Tony, I've read several Stephen King, if not everything he's ever wrote. For a long time, I was into Stephen King's and Dean Koontz. And then I got into Thomas Harris for a little bit. He wrote the Silence of the Lambs series. It's a really good author.
Yeah.
Here is an interesting clip taken at the Stanley.
One of the spookiest places in America, and this photo shows why.
I thought maybe a little girl ran by, thinking she walked by really fast. Something, did we miss her?
That's crazy.
John and Jessica Mosling visited the famed Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado last month. They took a guided spirit tour that explains the 108-year-old building's haunted history. While walking around, they snapped this photo, and at the bottom of the image was something they didn't see in person.
So even if you look at the picture, you notice nobody's looking there. You know, they're all looking at the tour guide. So, I mean, you just don't excuse something like that, you know, a girl in her so-called, what I thought
look
was
closely,
like
there's
pajamas.
more than one.
Kind of white gown.
Yeah.
The couple says they called the hotel to see if any children were staying there the night they took the tour, and the hotel reportedly told them no. But the Stanley Hotel is well known for its paranormal activity. When author Stephen King stayed there, he says he had a nightmare so scary it inspired him to write The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
Last year, another guest tried to snap a
Dean.
photo of an empty lobby, but ended up with a photo of what looks to be a woman at the top of a staircase. The Moslings didn't spend the night at the hotel, but now they're considering going back to stay over and see what else will happen.
They speak of several things that might occur while you stay there, like little children running the hallways at night, your doorknob rattling, possibly somebody grabbing your feet when you're sleeping, and not quite sure how I would handle that or how the wife would handle it, but it would be one heck of an experience.
Yes, it would. Bad rhyme. Here we go.
What about room 237?
Room 237?
You're scared of room 237, ain't you?
No, I ain't.
Mr. Allen, what is in room 237?
Nothing. There ain't nothing in room 237. But you ain't got no business going in there anyway. So stay out. You understand? Stay out.
237. And of course, we all know what was in room 237. She wasn't pretty. I would stay the night there. Definitely. Definitely I would. "401. Soppenfeld playing with women's hair, stealing jewelry. No thank you. Ghosts regular report being tucked in during the night. Few mischievous children like to haunt this room. They throw guests' covers, turn on and off lights, etc. Ghost of a cowboy tends to frequent room 428. He's polite but known for trying to steal a kiss." So you wake up and there's a cowboy leaning over you, Tony, ready to kiss you. What do you do?
Run like hell.
And most famously, Haunted Room 217, the inspiration for The Shining. In 1911, and this is true, I found this. Is it not going to rewind? They used to have gas lamps, and somebody left the gas lamps turned on, and the room filled up. She went in there to light it, and big explosion. She lived, and lived out her days at the hotel. And that's it for that. So.
No, I would not stay there. You would.
I would.
You got guts like that.
I would stay there and probably try to catch something on film. Yeah, it's in a great spot, and it's what makes it so haunted is the land that it sits on in the history of it. You know, I don't know. Did you watch the video link I sent you? It was a
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't stay there.
I got another video. It's about 14 minutes. It's a bit long. It's a short, I would say short documentary about The Shining. So sit back and relax, chat. I'm gonna grab a refill.
Forget it. It's probably the single most bone-chilling moment of my life.
I feel like somebody's watching.
Stanley Hotel opened in 1909. I mean, I'm not a historian on it, but, having worked there, they like everybody to know a little bit of the history.
Me too, dude. Me too.
A lot of people don't know, prior to the build, was that in early 1900s, there were two brothers, so there were co-owner builders, but he actually became very sick with tuberculosis and was seeking a cure. Stanley came out and stayed in the Estes Valley, fell in love with the area. So ultimately, he builds the hotel, and in terms of, everybody's interest in, haunting, a lot of people don't know this, but it was reported 5 different publications. Apparently, there was a thunderstorm, or it had opened. Thunderstorm knocked the power out around 1911. They brought all the hotel guests down into the lobby.
Thanks for joining in.
They were trying to relight gas lamps, is what they had as a backup system. What ended up happening is the housekeeper went in, tried to light the gas lamps, and immediately as she went in with her torch or whatever she had, lit, there was a huge explosion. It wiped out about 10% of the hotel just from the explosion. She survived it. So nobody really knows the full myth behind it, or the truth. That's where they think her spirit, because she ended up living from the main accepted story. And she goes on to work at the hotel. That's the original, haunting spirit that everybody feels when they go to that room, 217.
My name is Lillian Louise, and I've been working here for 3.5 years. This is room 217. It is one of the most active rooms in the hotel because of Miss Elizabeth Wilson, who caused a terrible explosion here in 1911. She actually lived to tell the tale. She was found beneath us in the McGregor Ballroom, barely breathing, broken ankles, very badly injured. But after Miss Elizabeth died, people started seeing her wander around this corridor where the explosion happened, as if the explosion was reoccurring throughout time. Stephen King stayed here, which has made it a very popular space. He had a terrible nightmare here in room 217 about his son being chased, which is part of The Shining.
It was March 2003. I had already finished my employment there. We had a massive snowstorm. We had to evacuate off the mountain. So we started making phone calls, and my sister knew people still at the Stanley Hotel, and they said, hey, if you're going to be evacuated, we'll give you room and employee rate. So a couple of us headed down there. So I had a Jeep. I got a couple friends off the mountain that couldn't get anywhere, and it continued to snow hard. There were probably about 5 of us that night in the entire hotel. As it turned out, we were stuck there for a couple of days, but during the course of that stay, there were some pretty intense paranormal things that were going on. So, I like to preface it by saying that none of us were intoxicated. Power was kind of coming in and out, but it was pretty freaky, right? It's a Stanley Hotel. I mean, you're snowed in. It's literally like something you would expect out of a movie. And I had my dog with me, and so my dog was going nuts. I never had my dog in that hotel before. At this point, we were in my room. I was in the room next over from where all the activity would happen.
Blacktooth Fox, you can actually hide the chat.
And there was
There should be a little thing right below the chat that says hide chat.
It felt like it was an earthquake. All went running out of the room, all of us. It seemed like it came from the room that we were in. I settled the dog down. The dog was just pulling us all to go back there. And as soon as he hits the door, he basically drags me to the bathroom. He's just going nuts, barking at the bathroom, barking at the bathroom.
Damn.
You know, I almost didn't want to open the door, but I mean, I opened the door and I'll never forget it. It's probably the single most bone-chilling moment of my life. The shower curtain had been removed from its place, and it was almost fully levitating from the ground. The shower curtain set like this at a 45 degree with the very tip of it like it was balancing itself. So it wasn't fully levitating, it was on the floor. But you could easily see from the eye that it was not physically possible for that to be happening. I grabbed all of my stuff, my dog, and we stayed in another room. Probably more terrifying experiences that I can tell you about. You know, having worked there and spent so much time at the hotel, I knew the engineer well. I knew Paul, who actually ended up dying, leaving there. They were consistently shutting down rooms.
It's on a green screen.
Specifically on the 4th floor. One of them was 428. At the end of the day, people would call up. There has to be other sources, because it originally started with guests, not employees, calling down to the front desk and stating that blood was coming through their wall. The engineering team did everything they could to stop to it. You know, they investigated it, they called it, you know, well, it's not really rust. I mean, they did everything. They painted, it kept coming through. They ripped the walls out, they replaced the drywall. I mean, there was no plumbing behind that wall. There was nothing running down from above. I mean, they inspected it every single way, and it was completely unexplainable. I think it's a paranormal experience. I would say the entire 4th floor. It used to not be rooms up there. That used to be kind of more of a servants kind of quarters, and a lot of the servants back in those times, you know, they lived there, so they had their children, you know, things of that nature. It's believed that anytime you've been going up and down the steps that you're probably passing something, or something passing you on the steps, because it's considered to be a portal for paranormal activity. The concert hall is supposed to be all about Lucy. That's where I heard the music, where the piano would just start playing. I'm not the only one.
So the concert hall is where live entertainment was held. We were opened up by John Philip Sousa. Harry Houdini's performed here, Lily Pons, Caruso. Modern day people, we've had Mary Chapin Carpenter here, Rick Springfield, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Los Lobos, etc. So this is a pretty lively building. Luckily for us, it's empty today, so we can take a look around. Now, a cool thing to look at would be the lighting fixtures. The one in the middle is original. That is Tiffany stained glass. The original, but the tentacles. This building is said to be the most active because there's been so many performances here. Over 108 to 109 years. Can you imagine the thousands of performers who have walked across that stage to perform? So sometimes when people are here in the VIP balcony, they hear footsteps going across the stage, sheet music being clicked, as if somebody is setting up for their performance. So we'll get down there in just a second, see what we can find.
Play with us. Come play with us, Daddy.
Don't know. Maybe.
We were walking down the second floor, and I was standing over like a knob.
Yes,
and then I felt
the
something
Stanley
on my
Hotel is
arm.
open
Started walking
year-round.
fast. We took a bunch of pictures and caught.
I hear it's 500 a night. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just what I've heard.
Inside to where the couch is, and that was the first
But
experience
it's
I've had.
up
The
and
second
running.
experience was we were in the music hall on a ghost tour.
I've been to Colorado,
We
but
were
not the
sitting
Stanley.
up on like the balcony part, and I
What
was
if I
taking
ever get the
pictures,
chance?
and
Hell yeah.
I was just listening, and I was looking down, and there's a stage with a piano, one door on this side, one door on this side. And I saw a dark figure come out of this door and go right into the wall. The second thing that happened was we were down in Lucy's room. She turned the lights off, it was dark, it was quiet. All of a sudden you hear a man scream, and a huge thud on the ground from upstairs because one of the maintenance workers had fallen off of the balcony and died.
We have found ourselves in the employee tunnel system, but this is the last standing tunnel system in the entire property. Although there are entrances and exits, all of them have become collapsed and condemned, including the tunnel behind me. This one is rumored to have gone to the employee dormitories at one point in time. We do know it leads to our employee restrooms, but we don't know if it actually goes to the dorms because it's collapsed. Now, this tunnel right here was carved out in the 1970s. That was to allow us easier access to our clock-in machine and our employee dining room on the other side of the door at the end. So this is how most of us get to work on a daily basis. We clock in, we walk through this tunnel, and we go to work. It is said to be a very active space. People do capture bizarre photographs down here.
I've seen some investigations by that opening by the tunnel, and the voices were some really freaky shit goes on down there. Oh.
We have heard a couple of accounts when Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters came to film in this tunnel. During the night, they heard children giggling and laughing. There are some things going on down here, like all of our piping is down here. Our foundational beams are actually here as well, like up here. This is a structural beam. So as a hotel, we are set on top of the Rockies on what is called a free-floating foundation. That free-floating foundation has us constantly moving with the Rockies. And there would have never been kids down here, and there never are still today. So when people say they hear giggling and laughter, which is sound with no physical agent, that is a representation of a residual haunt, the energy down here. Some people connect it with the rocks. In the Rockies, there's plenty of pyrite, crystal quartz. Some people in the paranormal community connect this with the metaphysical and say that those things, that energy in the crystals can attach and replay throughout time as a residual event.
Well, not just
I've never, even in all my experiences, really had, a sense of evil. So it's terrifying because it's not consistent with what your belief systems are or what's, normal. But at the end of the day, it resonates as more of a positive.
That just sounds creepy in the headphones. It's a good little documentary. So now, Chad, how many of you would stay there? I would still be there. Thanks, Blacktooth Fox. Don't recognize your name, but thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you being here.
Yep.
Right back at you, Will.
I wouldn't stay there.
That's what I heard, CK. I heard if you want to stay in one of the haunted rooms, that it's roughly $500 a night. I don't know if that's true or not. And
It's more than the normal rooms.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course. They're going to have their gimmick going on. Charles Green says, not a chance.
Yep, not a chance.
Would you go on a haunted tour? Because they do offer haunted tours through there during the day and night.
No, because I'd be scared. I'd
Even a day
bring
tour?
something home. I'm good just riding by and saying, "Hey, there it is." I'm good with that. Yeah.
Dwight, I don't know if they still have shows there in that theater. I am not sure.
Yeah, no, I don't try to get near them, you know. Simply probably because I believe that stuff. So, yeah, no. Now, if I was, we have big hotels here in North Carolina, as
sure.
Charles Green in the chat knows, big hotels. And I'm sure that there may be ghost stories attached, but I don't know about them. And I've stayed there. Biltmore. Well, what's the one in Asheville, Charles? It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway,
It might come up for next week, because next week, ladies and gentlemen, and people in the chat, we are going to be covering North Carolina.
the ghosts of the Carolinas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be the whole show, because we got Bigfoot footage from down there. We got ghost footage from that state. We got a lot of urban legends from that state. So, yep. Next week, we are in Tony's neighborhood.
Yeah. We'll be talking about what, Sandra? Devil's stomping ground.
Devil's stomping ground. We're talking about Lydia, the phantom.
Lydia, the phantom hitchhiker in Jamestown.
Yes.
We'll be talking about the gray man.
Yes.
On the coast.
We've mentioned him on the show before, but we are we're going to have some hopefully video footage to go with everything that we're covering. But yeah, when you told me to check out the Lydia story and I punched it in there was all kinds of stuff that popped up. So I'm like, we just need to do a show dedicated to North Carolina, because this stuff is awesome. So that's what we're gonna do. Blacktooth Fox said nice EVH axes in the background. He's sub for a while. Don't usually catch you live though. Once before, I think. Very enjoyable. Good show you put together. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If you like those EVH axes, T-Cake's got a show every Sunday night. Halenville Live, 10 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yep.
There we go.
All things Van Halen.
All things Van Halen. And coming up right after this, show me your pick.
Show me your pick.
It's going to be a really big show tonight over there on Fruitcake Tony's channel.
We've got Sandra, we've got Charles Green in the chat, CK in the chat. Those guys are going to be on. Brendan B. Squared, Bent Tom, hopefully. And we have a big special guest, John Mancuda, the one and only, will be with us talking Queensryche tonight in another hour.
Just if you're looking for tea cake, it's Fruitcake Tony. And you will see a yellow guitar pick that says Fruitcake Tony.
Yeah. And thank you.
Yes. Thanks for subscribing.
Appreciate you being here.
Heck, later on tonight, in fact, I may have to leave Show Me Your Pick, because I know you guys are going to go long. I already know. But Hack is premiering his new song, Earth Below Me, at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. for me, Central Time, 10 p.m. for him, right? I believe. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah.
And
we will be watching that hack after we leave the studio. Sorry we can't catch the premiere of that, but yeah, interested in checking it out, dude, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And we may go long tonight. Yeah. And that's fine. You know, it's always a hoot, and it's always a hoot when Mancuda is on. So
it
yeah,
is.
excited. Can't wait.
Fruitcake Tony will do. I'm a working guitarist myself. We'll definitely have a look, man. You got my word.
Well, come back in another hour, Blacktooth Fox, and tune in tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time here in the States for all things Van Halen. A lot of cool topics each week. Next week, it'll be another one of these things unboxed. So if you dig it, head on by. Thank you. And subscribe here. If you have a story that you want to tell, email Sandra. You can remain anonymous, it's fine. But if you have an unexplained something story, we want to hear about it here.
We do.
Okay? You can remain anonymous if you'd like. You can come on the show and tell it, or you can let her tell it. However you want to do it. But we want to hear about it. Definitely want to hear about it. So, yeah, all of you, thanks.
We won't think you're crazy. We won't think you're stupid. No. I'm in my 50s. I don't care what people think. So, yeah. If you got a strange tale to tell, please share it.
Yes.
If you can write strange tales to tell, please share them. Stories are good too. Love ghost stories. But if they're real, it's even better. I guess
yeah.
Have you seen a Bigfoot? So, yep.
Awesome.
Let me see. Might have something else here. Okay. Since we still have a few minutes, I don't think I showed this one.
Today, our haunted series takes us to one of the creepiest places in the country. It's where Stephen King was inspired to write The Shining, which then, of course, became a horror classic starring Jack Nicholson. Our guy, Matt Bradley, he got a tour of the hotel where the story began. And thanks for showing up in costume, Matt.
Thank you, of course. You know, that's right. 44 years ago, on October 30th, 1974, Stephen King stayed in the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. And that hotel inspired the infamous Overlook Hotel in the movie The Shining. It's hard to imagine this tranquil hotel nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains.
Here's Johnny!
Could inspire one of the greatest horror stories. It was the spirit of the Stanley Hotel that possessed Jack Nicholson in 1980's The Shining.
Come play with us, Danny.
Based on the 1977 horror novel by Stephen King, after the famous author stayed here one night in 1974, just before the empty hotel was boarded up for the winter.
He went to sleep, and he had a terrible nightmare of his son being chased by a fire hose and eaten alive. He woke up in a cold sweat, had a cigarette on the balcony of 217, and then was inspired to write The Shining.
This hotel inspired King, but when director Stanley Kubrick turned the book into a film, he didn't film here. Shooting exteriors at Oregon's Timberline Lodge, which had more snow, and interiors on a London soundstage.
Come out.
But it's The Shining that still gives the Stanley most of its shine. What percentage of the guests would you say are here just because they're fans of the book and the film?
Over half.
The Stanley Hotel was built in 1909 by inventor Freeland Oscar Stanley. who wanted a luxurious summer destination for wealthy Easterners. It was closed during winters until the 1980s, but unlike in The Shining, it probably never had a creepy caretaker.
But you are the caretaker.
To attract more fans, the Stanleys made a few adjustments over the years. When
That's what
Stephen
makes
King
them great.
stayed in that hotel room in 1974, there was no hedge maze. The hotel built it only 3 years ago as a kind of homage to the film.
What'll it be, say? Hair of the dog that bit me. Bourbon on the rocks. That'll do her.
They even refurbished the hotel bar. Now it more closely resembles the infamous scene with Jack Nicholson. So close, it almost possessed me.
Here's Johnny.
But even if the film wasn't shot here, the long hallways are still spooky. So is Stephen King's famous room.
Yeah, they are.
In the film, room 237 is haunted. But in the original book inspired by this hotel, it's room 217. It's the top attraction. To spend the night here, you have to book years in advance.
Is this a haunted hotel?
I do think it's very active. Everyone has their own
Years.
experiences.
Holy
but
shit.
you'll have to come here to experience it for yourself.
Active with what?
So not only is it
Paranormal
expensive,
activity.
but you have to wait.
Yeah, it's like an
Spirits.
EVH
The hotel
guitar,
offers ghost
yeah.
tours, and at Halloween, a huge Shining-themed ball, a masquerade party, and a murder mystery dinner. And for those who want it,
Yeah, they're celebrating
of
Halloween.
historic horror.
That looked pretty creepy, but looked pretty fun, too.
I had a great time. You know, I asked the hotel, like, do you guys happen to have an adult-sized tricycle on hand?
Yeah.
They were like, yes, we do. We have an adult-sized tricycle. And so I rode it around.
And it looked like you had a lot of fun riding it
I had
around.
So much fun riding around. Highly recommended.
That twin stand-up, by the way, was pretty cool, too.
We've got great editors.
Yeah.
You have a great costume, by the way.
Thank you very much,
Very
Matt Bradley.
princely.
Thank you, thank you,
All
thank you. Prince Akeem.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you.
Thank you.
Very happy to be in America. Yeah. All right. That's it. That's all we got, folks. All right. He's very, yeah. Oops, music therapy Laz just popped in. Where'd he go? There he is. Hey, Laz. All right. Any parting words, Tony?
We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you watching. Subscribe here, red button down there if you're not already. Share this video on your social media. Please. Thank you for doing that. Squatch Squad Live every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Sandra's channel. Yes, thank you for being here, and nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. Yeah.
Thank you to this guy. Our wonderful executive producer. And with that, bid you adieu. Bye.